Alright guys, welcome back to Our World Outdoors. So today I want to talk about a different piece of gear. Something I don't plan on taking on every trip, but I now have learned the use for it. Now I remember some older videos by Syntax77. I thought, why does he bring that stupid little weather radio? That's got to be heavy. I thought about it more and more, and I thought, you know, weather radio around the house would be good in case power goes out. Because when the power goes out around here, the backup generators on the cell phone towers only go for about 3 or 4 hours because we're out a little bit farther than most places. So I started looking for one for around the house, and they were like 30 or 40 bucks just for the basic NOAA weather band radios, and most of them I had to order. And I'm like, well, that sucks. So we went on our trip down to South Carolina, North Carolina area to do the Foothills Trail. When we're driving down there, we're listening to every weather report, trying to keep up on what's happening because there was a giant storm headed for Florida. Really not knowing what was going to happen because most of the Foothills Trail, you don't have cell phone service. So that kind of pressed the button in my head that, okay, there's times when carrying a weather radio is a good idea. It really is. So I took my son and we went to Menards and we went everywhere trying to find a good weather radio at a reasonable price that had more than just being a weather radio. I wanted something that could have power features to where if the power was out and I didn't have something to plug it into, I could still get the radio to work. So out of the blue, I get an email from a company, all right? Sunglife, S-U-N-G-L-I-F-E, all right? They're a newer company coming up on Amazon, so I was real leery, and I told them, I said, you've got a weather radio there that I'm interested in, all right? But if it sucks, I'm gonna tell everybody it sucks. And they were fine with that, and the deal was I bought the radio at a good discount. That way, everybody knows that this is an up and up review. This is something I bought for our homestead here, our house, and also to use when we go on the trail when the weather's questionable. And considering we're going to start doing a lot more winter trips, this could be a friend. Now, the first thing everybody wants to know about is the weight, all right? The weight on this thing is just over 10 ounces. You could probably get rid of this lanyard thing and save some money, save some weight, but so I told you they gave me a discount for this when I bought it, all right? And I did buy this with my own money, all right? 20% off, just cheaper than anything else, but wait till you see all the features. This is going to blow your mind. This is why I bought this and went with this one over the other ones that I could get locally. 20% off discount. You'll find the information and the link to this product down in the description box. If you want to go check it out for yourself, decide, look at the features. I'm going to go through them with you pretty quickly here because there's a lot of them. And it really blew my mind, and that's what swayed me towards this compared to, say, the Walmart version of the NOAA radio. Now, let's start off first things first. It's an NOAA radio. Now, our closest local station is Athens, all right? But that is probably 30 minutes, 35 minutes south of us. Now we are up on top of one of the bigger hills here in Hocking Hills. Take it as you will. So,
in the upper UG50, lows in the upper 40s. Light and variable winds. Thursday, mostly sunny. Highs in the
you can hear it works absolutely great. It's plenty loud enough.
Thursday night, mostly clear.
Now,
around 50. Light and Saturday night and for the remainder of the weekend.
There's another one coming from a different district.
National Weather Service forecast for the lower Scioto River Valley.
Scioto River Valley.
Today, partly cloudy late this morning.
That's way away from us.
Highs in the upper 60s. The regional climatic Worcester reported 60.
Worcester.
Fulton Airport reported 62.
All right, so I'm picking up 3 bands.
Cincinnati reported 61.
From different local areas here. So that just goes to show you anywhere you pretty much take this, you should be able to pick something up. Now, it does have FM and AM radio too, so you can use those if for some miracle reason you didn't have access to a weather band station. I unfortunately cannot turn that on for you because I will get hit with copyright instantly. YouTube's new copyright tool is very aggressive. All right, so now we have covered the radio part. And you guys are like, well, yeah, it's a radio, big deal. Let's go to the next thing. On the front here is a flashlight. All right, now I know you can't see it out in the sunlight, but it's really bright. I got a bee here, just won't quit. All right, on top here, you'll see it has a solar panel. Yes, it does charge solar, but it's super slow. But if you just are setting it out at camp, it'll pick up some more power from it. But this was a cool feature I found. It's a lantern light. I don't know if you can see how good. It's LED, so it lasts forever. I had it open the other night when I first bought it. I hadn't even done anything to give it any power, and it stayed on for 4.5 hours. Okay? It's hard to tell how long this thing's been sitting in a box, just sitting there. So you've got two different light sources, and you've got the solar panel on top. Now, check this out. Hand crank. And I'm not talking some cheap chintzy one. Listen to that sucker go. She's making some power. This is one of those tight, good ones. You can just keep cranking it. Now, that brings me to my next part. This has a built-in lithium-ion battery, all right? Built-in inside. But it also has a place where you can put in AAAs if you want to use AAAs. It also has a place to charge with USB if you want to charge it that way. It also charges off solar. Now, we're going to go to the bottom and I'm going to show you can switch between AAA and lithium ion battery, okay? There's a switch here for that. There's also another thing about this light that made me happy to have it, because I can send it out with my wife if I'm concerned about where she's going, because she's going to start doing some solos and some girls at hike trips. Never hurts to have a little extra protection. And say you fell and got stuck. We all hear about climbers getting stuck under rocks and dying from dehydration. We hear about hikers getting lost. That's called SOS on the bottom. And if you leave that on, I promise you somebody will come find you in the woods. And it won't ever go dead because you can just crank it up some more. Now here's a feature that I didn't know till I read the book. And I'm going to say to you iPhone users, I don't know if it's going to work or not. I don't have an iPhone to test it on. But I do know that it does work on my Android phone, which is a Samsung. Another one I'd be questionable about is a Pixel. Because the iPhone and the Pixel both have they're kind of funny about their charging. But on the bottom you'll see a thing that looks like a cell phone. If you switch it to that and then hook in from your charging port here, be it the USB or the other one, then you can actually charge your devices. Obviously it works like a battery bank, but if you're cranking at the same time, you're basically on demand powering your phone. It's not going to charge it fast. It's not going to give you 100% charge in like 10 minutes or nothing crazy, but it'll get you that power you need if you're out of power. Or you can hook your headlamp into it and crank it, or let it charge off the battery to charge up your headlamp if you have a rechargeable headlamp. This would take the place of being worried about having extra batteries. So we've gone through all the main features, but the other thing I want to say is this doesn't feel light and junky, all right? This doesn't feel like regular China plastic. This has got a little heavier feel to it. Now, if you look at the front, once I get it back in the sun, it lights up right here when it's charging from the sun. All right, so when I turn it, try and get it to do it here. There it goes. The red light comes on when the solar is pointed towards the sun and it's getting enough of a charge through there to charge it. Now I've gone through their product page and they're coming out with some pretty good stuff. They're just breaking into the American market through Amazon. They do a lot of work in Australia, the UK, the Middle East. And I gotta say, I like their product line. I like what they're coming out with. They're cherry picking things that people that the outdoors or the farm and homestead communities, you know, people that are in situations where you're not as in the middle of the city as normal. Not to say this wouldn't be great in the city. You know, it's always good to be able to hear the weather without having to sit through a bunch of commercials or if your phone's dead or any other issues. But they are doing things like dehydrators. They're doing things like these radios. They're doing things for outdoor activities and survival. And now that I've really got to play with this thing and seen it in action, I completely understand where Syntax 77 was coming from and why he carries a weather band radio. Because if you know that a storm's coming, you can make better decisions based on that. And the NOAA radio, it's way different than that little break you get on your regular radio stations talking about, oh, well, storms today and later this afternoon we may need to see a chance of showers. They go far more in depth. They give you far more information so you can make good decisions out on the trail of where you're going and what you're doing. I'm not going to say this is going to solve all your problems, but it does a lot. And considering you're just over 10 ounces, I mean, not even 3/4 of a pound, I think this would be great in certain situations. Now, I don't believe I need this if I'm going to do some local trail here that's like 8, 10, 12, 13 miles. But if I'm getting ready to go do a longer hike, or if I'm going out when there's a chance of a big winter storm coming in, or if we ever get put in a situation again where the East Coast is being threatened by a giant tropical storm or even a hurricane, this will be weight that's worthwhile to me. And also, it's dual purpose for me because I have power outages constantly. This is great just to have sitting there because I want to know when the storm's going to end. Or I'm sitting here and the power gets knocked out because of a giant ice or snowstorm. For those of you who don't know, we actually lost everything here about 10 years ago for about 3 weeks straight. We were without power and we were iced and snowed in, basically stuck in the house. This would have been great for that because we were running our vehicles at the time and running a little power inverter inside to run a radio. I feel better prepared for everyday life and the trail having this as part of my kit. As I said, you guys know me, I like to go light. I don't want to carry this on every trip. But I know its purposes and I know what I can do with it and how it can help me. And 20% off, come on now. You can't get much better in price than that. Go look up just the regular NOAA radios online and look at the cost of them. And with all the extra features built into this one smokes the rest. So once again, look in the description box. You'll have your discount code. You'll have your link to this product. Go take a look. I'm not saying go buy it, just go take a look. You know, something that's coming to market that is really going to be a high quality product for you. And I think that you can really take and abuse this thing some and still enjoy it. I actually love this LED light. Inside my Lanshan 2 tent, this is going to be perfect for me because I'm not stuck hanging lights off stuff. I can just set this in the corner and it'll light everything I'm working at. So, till next time, I'm Tony, and we appreciate you joining us here on Our World Outdoors. And if nothing else, take a moment, go outside and enjoy nature. And we'll see you in the next one.